Hello and welcome back to the Canary Chat channel. Today we have another transfer update video. A few more rumours going around, a few more pre-season friendlies have been had, and a new third kit has also dropped. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Regarding Josh Sargent, it's all gone quiet since his kind of potential move to Wolfsburg is off the cards. He rejected it due to not wanting to go back to Germany for whatever reason. I'm not sure what that reason was. He was, though, once again captain yesterday. So I don't know, people may be looking into it thinking, well, if he's captain again, is there a possibility that he stays? I don't personally believe his behaviour towards the Wolfsburg move is because of a burning love for Norwich City and not wanting to leave us. I think it is purely him looking for a different opportunity and to go somewhere else. So in regards to Sargent, there's still no fresh rumours, still that Burnley link, still that Leeds link. And a few MLS links that have been thrown about, but nothing tangible there. Just quickly, about 80% of the people watching this video are not subscribed. We set a very audacious goal of trying to hit 2,000 subscribers by the start of the season. So if you're enjoying the Norwich City content, you want to join us on that journey, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. In regards to other potential outgoings, so yesterday Norwich had two friendlies, one with Olympiacos at the start of the day, and then the one in the afternoon was against Den Haag. So interestingly, as I said, Sargent in the second game, we were wearing this new third kit, and he was made captain. It was a very dull game. Nothing really happened. Defensively, we looked relatively all right, and Grimshaw made a good save towards the end. But in regards to going forwards, we seem to just lack that cutting edge a little bit. There seems to be a bit of an overreaction with a few people on kind of X and social media around that lack of creative flair. But I think ultimately there's no point in worrying, no point in judging until the season has started. They must have done it for a reason, but this 2 games in one day, we've done that twice now. And I'm not really sure the logic behind it, and I'm not really sure how it benefits anyone. It makes it harder, surely, to prep. Team potentially are travelling or other members are travelling. Yeah, I don't really get it personally. I'm not sure why you couldn't just do one day, one the next. But in regards to the game against Olympiacos, the reason why we're talking about the friendlies is that it's potentially given us an insight on who else may be exiting. So Jurasek was on the bench. He's obviously just trying to get minutes, so not too worried about that one. But interestingly, the players that potentially had a sniff at the kind of starting 11 or the squad was Hills, McConville, Slimani, Marcondes and Schwartau. So those 5 players were all in that Olympiacos game to start with, in the starting lineup as well. And then the second game really seemed a bit more like the squad Liam Manning may be going for towards the start of the season. I think we've got another 2 friendlies, and I think potentially it's structured the same again, potentially. But I'll double check that. But in regards to it, yeah, it's a slightly odd one. For me, that probably means Hills or McConville going out on loan. I think Slimani's a big danger. I don't think he's impressed at all so far in pre-season. And he did feel like a Thorup signing, so he's another one that could be on the way. Schwartau, I'm less worried about. I think that will just be, again, minutes. And I think he's really wanting to see Cernat in that number 10 rather than Schwartau to get weigh that up. So again, another one I'm not too worried about. And Marcondes obviously has had the links away to Brazil, and he is now obviously in that first kind of batch of players that aren't involved in that starting 11, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see him go as well. I mean, again, a little bit like the Slimani one, I feel like that was very much a Thorup signing to get a bit of experience, but also get a bit more of a familiar feel around the club for Thorup. So yeah, those players are definitely ones to monitor now. I think he's starting to get an idea of what that starting lineup will be. I think obviously Medic and Darling will be nailed on. I think Forson's been impressing. Obviously Wright's been really good. So yeah, the positions that they're kind of fighting over, I think there's players already there which are definitely going to be in that starting 11. So to summarise, Hills, McConville, Slimani, Schwartau, Marcondes. Personally, take Schwartau out of that. I think those other four could be ones to watch for either permanent transfers or loans. But in regards to outgoings, no other rumours as of yet. Now into incomings. So the Pele Matson deal, still ongoing, but there could have been a development that has happened very recently. So reports are saying that we are progressing in a positive way, and that we are looking to up our original offer, and that it is moving in the right direction. The interesting bit is we've talked a lot about work permits. Diallo's going to be using up an ESC. Matson was potentially going to be using up an ESC as well. There was a really good thread on X. I can't remember who did it, but they were explaining how Norwich seemed to be using the ESCs quite smartly around making the most of it and then moving them around, whereas other clubs maybe aren't doing that, and it's potentially why Watford weren't going all out for Diallo or too fussed about moving on from Diallo, is because they maybe didn't want to necessarily use up that ESC space. With Matson, I think people were looking into it, and it's done on a point system, and he was under the points threshold for us to then need to use an ESC. Interestingly, what has happened is that he has started playing some Europa or Conference League games, either way, European football. And what that does is that means it's added points on to his work permit application. So it now potentially means that he doesn't need an ESC. And once he had played that squad, he was then dropped from the next squad basically immediately. So it could be another masterstroke from Napa in regards to waiting to see what happens, maybe agreement between the clubs that they would look to act on it or add a few 100,000 if they were to then get him to play within a European competition. God knows, but I really think this could be a really smart bit of business. I think he does fit that Kenny role. He is completely different to Mirko Topic in regards to kind of his stature, his main attributes, and what he brings to the game. But he does seem to be a little bit like a Kenny, will drop deep, play the balls through the thirds and take it from there. But Pele Matson is definitely getting closer. Christopherson on X, who was very good with getting the fit score and stuff, all kind of wrapped up really quickly and keeping everyone in the loop there. He was also alluded that the deal was very close to being done. So fingers crossed, start of next week, maybe middle of next week, we're in a really good position that we can get Matson confirmed, and then yeah, outgoings can start happening within the club. And then lastly, there is a young left winger, can play centrally in the Premier League, that people have been talking about, and his parent club have, by the sounds of it, reluctantly kind of agreed for him to go out on loan, and that is Mikey Moore. So very talented. I believe he's about 17, plays for Spurs, can play on the left, can play centrally. There's a lot of competition for his signature, and there are unnamed championship clubs that would be going after him. So there's no confirmation that we are directly one of those, but there is multiple championship clubs looking at him. I'd like to think we would be one of those, just for how good he actually is. And there is supposedly interest in Scotland. I think both Celtic and Rangers are interested in him, and also clubs that could provide him Champions League football. Obviously, there's going to be a payoff for Spurs, whether they go maybe more games in the Championship, maybe more experience at a higher level, if they go to maybe the Celtic or other teams that maybe have got Champions League. But it does still show that we're actively potentially still in the market for a Premier League loan. I still think even if we get Pele Matson through the door, and obviously we've had Diallo come in, who plays on the left. Schlupp can also play on the left. It does show that I think there's still more to come in. I think we'll still get a Premier League loan as a left winger cam kind of vibes, or right winger cam kind of vibes. And I do think once Sargent is gone, it's in our best kind of interest to go out and buy a striker as well. I don't, however, think we'll be spending big money on a Josh Sargent replacement, but we've had no rumours around strikers at all, and I still think we're playing our cards relatively close to our chest to make sure that we can't have prices ramped up because they know the Sargent money is coming in or anything like that. I wouldn't be too surprised if we start hearing rumours just before Sargent goes, with us trying to get interesting players early doors, but the Sargent saga doesn't really seem like it's going to be coming to an end anytime soon, and we've all said this needs to be done by the kind of start of the season. Otherwise it could really kind of derail the start of the season like it did last time. But fingers crossed, by the end of the week we hopefully a little bit further down the line, and then it gives us a good week or so prep for Millwall, knowing exactly what's going on. Fitzgoran wasn't in any of the friendlies at the moment. Obviously Diallo wasn't, and neither was Schlupp, so we've still got those to come into the team to add to that 11 that started against Den Haag. So plenty more development in the squad really to happen. We're still not our starting 11. I don't think we've seen our starting 11 play as of yet. So that's still really exciting in my opinion. Don't look too much into pre-seasons. We've had pre-seasons where we've smashed Marseille and then we've gone on to not do a lot. So yeah, don't look into pre-seasons too much. It is mainly fitness, trying those different formations out, and fingers crossed a few more faces to come through the door before that Millwall game. We will of course be keeping you up to date on all the latest transfer news, and we'll be doing these videos, as I said, every other day, just to keep you across everything. So if you've enjoyed the video and you want to kind of keep on top of the new Norwich news when it comes out, make sure to like it, make sure to subscribe. If you want to support the channel as well, click the link in the description and become a member. And yeah, leave a comment down below. I've kind of put the kit up, I'll put it up again here. What is your thoughts on the third kit? We haven't had the away kit yet. This is the third kit that has been released. I don't mind it. I don't think it's as nice as like the pinky tie-dye one we had when we had the pinstripes, then we had the burgundy and gold, and then we had like the tie-dye pinky one. I think that one is nicer. For me, the home kit is still the nicest one out of the two. Rumours maybe a light blue away kit as well, so that'll be interesting to see. But leave a comment down below on your thought on the kit, and we will see you in the next video.